glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. I thought I would cover emergency drinking water ideas. You know, you can live for about 3 weeks without food, but you likely won't make it past 3 days without water. Granted, some people have survived as long as 10 days without water, but after the third day, the ability to function is radically reduced. Never be cavalier about water. It is possible to drink from contaminated water source and find yourself knocked down from pain and dehydration within hours, making your survival ordeal even worse. Your best bet to assume that all water is contaminated and treat it. If you can purify your water, then you should do so. But if you choose to drink water that is untreated or die from dehydration, then drink. There are several potential sources of water in emergency situations. Bottled water in factory-sealed containers, melted ice cubes if the cubes were made before the emergency occurred. However, don't attempt to freeze contaminated water, as freezing does not kill bacteria. Rainwater collected in clean food-grade storage containers. Boil before drinking to kill bacteria. Water from the freshwater storage tank behind the toilet, not the bowl, can be used if boiled first. Recently, several companies have come out with atmospheric water generators. I found one actually listed on Walmart for $1,590. It's compact and has an easy-to-look-at design. It can create up to 10 liters of water per day, depending on the humidity. Solar's WaterGen says it can provide clean, pure drinking water on demand. No pumping needed. It's good for at home, offices, RVs, or boats. They also say there is no need to buy and carry heavy bottles from the store. Help save the planet by limiting plastic bottle waste. And it's great for emergencies and disasters. The electricity that it would use would be 200 watts and can be powered by solar or regular powered outlets. And the filter evidently lasts up to 6 to 12 months. Other emergency water supplies could be your hot water heater. Depending on its size, it could hold anywhere between 20 to 50 gallons of clean drinking water available for emergency uses. If you know ahead of time that you could have a chance of contaminated water getting into your home's water system, you may want to prevent that by shutting off the main water valve as soon as the event occurs. Water from your home's tap water heater. This refers to the tank that connects to the water that comes out of your faucets and shower heads. This is different from the tanks used to supply hot water to radiators in older homes. In those homes, be sure to use the water heater tank, not the home heating system tank. To remove the water from the hot water tank, as most people call it, turn off the gas or the electric supply to the tank. Natural gas is off when the handle is perpendicular to the pipe. Protect the water in the tank from outside contamination by turning off the water intake valve at the top of the tank. Open the temperature and pressure release valve at the top of the tank or on the side. This will break the suction and allow the water to flow. Use a screwdriver or whatever tool is needed if there is not a handle. I suggest that people purchase what's called a Silcock key. It is a water key that is used for opening water valves that don't otherwise have a handle, mainly used by plumbers, custodians, and general maintenance workers, and probably others. Sometimes you'll find a valve on the outside of a building that doesn't have the handle. These work really good for survival situations. And if you're going to be in an urban environment, it's good to keep one in your bug-out bag. So going back to the hot water heater, turn on the drain valve faucet at the base of the tank, and you can capture the water directly into a container, or you may want to attach a hose. Many water heaters are different, so I recommend that you become familiar with your own. You can practice by drawing out the water. Practicing by drawing a few gallons of water from your hot water heater periodically, and it also helps remove the buildup of sediment at the bottom of the tank. Draining that sediment every so often also helps your hot water heater last longer. Occasionally, you may have advance warning of trouble, such as in the event of a hurricane, tornado, or flooding. Increase your fresh water supply by filling bathtubs, pitchers, pots and pans, containers, and buckets. A water bob or aqua pool are examples of bathtub liners that can be easily filled by the tub faucet, providing a fresh supply of drinking water if you have a little bit of advance warning. Rainwater is usually clean as it falls from the sky, depending on what kind of air pollutants you might have. If it was a radiological disaster, it would not be safe to drink because of the radiation. But other than that, a makeshift rainwater catchment system can be easily created using existing rain gutters. A rain barrel may be a wise investment to simplify the process. Swimming pool water. Swimming pools and hot tubs are a good source of hygiene water. Not for cooking or drinking. Chemicals or salts in the water can be boiled out, but do not drink pool water. They got all kinds of chemicals probably added into it. If the water from a swimming pool is your best option, it must be purified by removing the chemicals from the water. Distillation is your best option for making swimming pool water safe to drink. Remember, not all filters remove chemicals like chlorine and salt from the water. If you are counting on your swimming pool water as a backup source for drinking water, be sure you purchase a water filter that is rated to remove chlorine and other chemicals. A high-quality filter or distiller really is a wise investment. Liquids from canned fruit and vegetables. Beverages such as fruit juices, pouch drinks, vegetable juices, sports drinks, milk boxes, and canned milk can provide part of your drinking water requirements. Carbonated beverages do not make drinking water requirements. Caffeinated drinks and alcoholic beverages, including beer, dehydrate the body and increase the need for additional drinking water. Canned fruits and vegetables, broths, and ready-to-eat soups can supplement other sources. Don't waste the drained liquid. It can be used both for drinking and in place of water in cooking. Canned fruit liquid can be used to make oatmeal or pancake batter. Try adding the vegetable liquid to condensed soups or use to boil noodles. Be creative, and don't waste a drop. Water remaining in pipes may be collected by gravity flow even after the main water supply to the house has been turned off, even in multi-level homes or apartment buildings. Those valve keys might come in handy. When it comes to looking for water, try and conserve what you have and seek an alternative source as soon as possible. The best primary source of water are those that flow. These include rivers, streams, and creeks. From there, you begin to move to more stagnant bodies of water like lakes and ponds. Become familiar with your area where you might live or where you may be bugging out to, where there might be rivers and streams or ponds. Different maps might be good. Topographical maps to show the locations of different water supplies. When you find a water source, scan the shoreline or look upstream for contaminants, such as dead animals. The higher up the water table you go, the closer you are to the purest water that hasn't picked up pollutants and decaying matter. Keep in mind, even the freshest looking mountain streams might have upstream contaminants that you can't see. Again, another reason to purify your water by boiling or filtering it when you can. Animal trails might lead you to water, but be warned, they can also lead you into oblivion. If you see numerous game trails, They might make a formation such as like a series of veins where the sections join to make a V. The point of the V could be a likely point in the direction of the water. Keep in mind that most wild creatures urinate and defecate in the same place they drink. Once you located the water, move at least a couple hundred yards from the spot where the game trail meets the water, preferably upstream. If you find yourself in a part of the world or a season where ice, slush, and snow are present, you have a good source of water at your fingertips, particularly if you have the ability to make fire. Many survival instructors will tell you that you should avoid eating snow, largely because it will reduce your body's temperature and consume precious energy during warming. Rivers, streams, and lakes might be contaminated with livestock waste, human sewage, chemicals, and other contaminants that can lead to illness when used for drinking, bathing, or other hygienic activities. During flood events, well water also might be contaminated. Possible sources of water that could be made safe by treatment include rainwater, streams, rivers, and other moving bodies of water, ponds and lakes, and natural springs. Don't use water from waterbeds or swimming pools, as they may contain harmful chemicals or other impurities. Yeah, they all have to be cleaned properly, boiled, distilled more than likely. There are several ways to purify water that may have been contaminated with bacteria or other microorganisms. Boiling. That destroys most bacteria, cysts, and viruses. The CDC recommends boiling water for drinking for at least 2 to 3 minutes at a good rolling boil. Purification tablets can usually be purchased from stores that sell camping supplies. Chemical disinfectants are generally efficient against most forms of bacteria and viruses, but may not kill intestinal parasites. So boiling or filtering for cysts may be still needed. Liquid, not granule, household bleach should be free of additives or scents and contain a hypochlorite solution of at least 5.25%. The American Red Cross recommends adding 16 drops of bleach per gallon of water, unscented, no additives added to it, and letting the water stand for at least 30 minutes. If the treated water doesn't have a slight bleach odor, repeat the dosage and let stand for another 15 minutes. A filter certified for chlorine reduction can be used to reduce excess chlorine. Yeah, distillers are really good to use. That's because the water is boiled. They are effective in treating viruses, bacteria, and cysts. Filters and reverse osmosis units can mechanically filter parasites if they have a cyst reduction claim, but most are not certified effective for viruses or bacteria. Ultraviolet systems could be used for disinfection of water, provided the water hasn't been contaminated with wastewater. But like distillers, electricity is needed to operate them. Also, the water supply must be clear in order for the UV light to be effective. Bottled water in factory-sealed containers can be stored indefinitely if it is kept in a proper environment. If you choose to purify and store your own water, use glass or food-grade plastic containers, PET, with screw-on caps. Clearly mark the containers with the date of the water that was stored and replace annually. The old water can also be used for irrigation, toilet flushing, or other non-potable water applications. Don't store your emergency water supply in a garage, shed, or other areas where it could be exposed to heat or chemical fumes. Keep water containers high enough off the floor to limit exposure to flood waters. Inspect stored bottled water containers regularly for leaks or other problems. If you suspect the water quality has been compromised, discard or boil the water before consuming. So I hope this information comes in handy for you. I had not heard about atmospheric water generators. I did know about collecting water using a sheet of plastic above a bowl with a rock maybe in the center to push down the water you might collect from the air. But I did not know that they were actually producing where you could purchase an atmospheric water generator. Yeah, they're a bit spendy. But if you do have the money to look into it, yeah, I would look into it. I certainly can't afford it, but yeah, just another idea. So what are your thoughts? Please share this video. Please thumbs up the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. And as always, be prepared for any type of disaster. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you all.